Welcome back to Betsson Group Live. So this is a video series where you will hear from employees here at Betsson Group speaking about their experiences and sharing their insights from working at Betsson Group. Today, I have our CFO joining me, Saliba. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you very much for inviting me over.
It's great to have you here. So today we're going to talk about the finance team. We're going to talk about your journey at Betsson Group and a little bit about yourself as well. So we have a lot to look forward to. Let's start by talking a bit more about the finance department. So how is this team structured and what do you guys do?
Yes, so in simple terms, my team is counting money. Basically, that's what we enjoy doing every day. But of course, there's much more into it, right? So it's not literally counting money, but on a digital perspective. Everything is digital at Betsson. And the team is structured in various components. So one core component is the accounts team, as we traditionally know it, and that's basically it's the team that produces the numbers, making sure that we are in line with the budget, paying of invoices, and that's the whole administration side of the finance team. Then there is of course some more specialized team. Like one of the team is taxes. Taxes we're now big across the globe, not just in Malta and in Sweden as we used to be. So that came along with requirements that we have to specialize ourselves in understanding taxes across the globe, which then of course we had to set up a separate team for that. Specifically for the gaming side of things, there is also the cash flow and payment providers areas, which are typically more core than in any other business, right? Because it's gaming, and with a team of 7 people approximately, we are reconciling all the transactions basically from the inception when the customer makes a deposit till the point that we actually receive the money at the bank. So it's a complex exercise. Yeah. Other functions included in my team is the procurement functions, where we basically are helping out businesses procure whatever we need to run the business. There's payroll as well included in my jurisdiction, so to speak. But then also there is the business partnering team, which is a team which is analyzing the numbers and making sure that the business performance is in line with our expectations. And that's a team that is working based on the data, the various data that we collect from each individual team.
So quite a big team. And how does your team collaborate with other teams in the business?
Yeah, so the team is definitely not isolated. My team likes talking to other teams, and that's one of it's a very, very important factor, right? Because it's not the old traditional finance department making sure that the bookkeeping is right. That's a little bit old-fashioned, but the new finance, as you can call it this way, which differs from the traditional finance, is that we are involved in day-to-day business decisions. We are helping the business making the right decisions, and in order to do that, you have to be involved in many meetings. And actually, my team, as I always tell them, I don't want to see you sitting by your desk, but I want you to see you going in meetings with business people, commercial teams, operations, in order so that you get the understanding of what is the real business doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you are Chief Financial Officer at Betsson Group. What does your role entail specifically?
A lot of things.
I can imagine.
Yes, and even the unexpected sometimes. So not necessarily because I'm the CFO, but since I've been there for such a long time, some things they end up piling up on my desk as well. Yeah. So, but yes, I mean, of course, the traditional role of the CFO is understanding the numbers, how the business is performing, and of course making the calls together with the rest of the management team in order to make sure that you're making the right decision. So, in essence, monitoring the performance of the business is what I like to do. I every single morning, it's the first thing I do: grab a coffee and look at numbers, see the performance, get the feel of how we're doing, and discussing with the teams what's happening. So that's what I enjoy doing. Then, of course, there are other aspects of my role that I need to do because I'm the CFO. There is also the aspect of the M&As, which I'm very much involved together with my team, and that basically requires looking into companies, the performance of the target, and understanding if that company is a good fit for Betsson Group. So that's something that we're doing on a regular basis.
Yeah. Great. Now we know a little bit about what your team does. Let's get to know you a little bit more, Chris. I'm really curious about your career so far and how you got into iGaming. Tell us about that.
So as soon as I finished off university, I went to PwC, and it was the time where the gaming industry was booming in Malta, right? Because there was a lot of Swedish gaming companies coming over. And they were setting up with a Maltese license. So there is where I got my interest in what's going on with this industry. I was always interested in sports, so then of course I got interested in how the gaming companies work and the mathematics behind it and the probabilities. So that's where I decided that basically I would like to join the industry, and I chose Betsson, which I don't regret, and that's probably the best choice I've ever made. Then of course, I mean, coming from the background of PwC, joining a very young environment in the iGaming world, that was of course a cultural shock for me personally. And if I still remember, I went to work with the suit on the first day, which it was a little bit awkward. So then eventually I adapted myself, and I could see what potential the industry has. So that was something that kept me going in the industry, and I could foresee that this industry has to become more professional in the future. And that's where I could feel that more professionals like me were joining the industry. And just as an example, there was no legal department when I joined, and now we have a full team of legal qualified personnel, which is working with Betsson Group. Yeah. So that's how it all started. Then eventually the whole journey at Betsson. There were multiple acquisitions, but it was like a roller coaster, right? So you never know what's going to happen on the next turn, but that's the excitement of working at Betsson.
And how long have you been at Betsson now?
I've been now 13 years at Betsson, almost 14 years.
That's amazing, 13 years. And how would you describe the culture for someone, not working at Betsson Group? How would you describe that?
Well, it's very international environment, and I love it from that perspective, because as soon as I walk in the office, it feels like, literally, it's like when you go abroad and you have your boarding pass and you pass it through the device and it makes that beep. That's me going to the office in the morning when I have holding my badge, and that's the feeling that you get, and that's all because of the spirit in the office and the multiple cultures that we have, and it's an amazing experience to work.
I love that comparison, like feeling like you're abroad every day you go to work. And you mentioned a little bit about this now, but how does Betsson Group stand out as an employer?
I think there's a lot of value being given to the employee at Betsson Group, and that's I think it's key. Yeah. And that's what I mean. Speaking about my team, there is a lot of people who have been with me working within finance for over 10 years, and that happens for a reason, right? Because at the end of the day, the employer, Betsson Group, is caring about the employees. Mm-hmm. So that's why I believe that is a key in the success of Betsson in setting up such a big office here in Malta.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are recruiting a lot, even for your team, but within multiple departments at Betsson Group. What do you look for, Chris, when you are recruiting for your team?
Well, I mean, there are many aspects of how would one make the selection. However, I mean, there are some things that I identify in people who are eager to learn. Mm-hmm. That's, to me, it's very important, more than the skills that you have, because if you are willing to learn, then you get the skills eventually. So that's to me is one of the key points that I look for when I'm recruiting. And yet again, then we started to recruit even more professionals. Just this year, for example, we already recruited 3 students coming out straight from university. So it shows also from the average age within my team and the eagerness to learn. It's quite important that we are present in recruiting these type of employees.
Yeah, thank you for that. So, Chris, I've heard rumors that you're quite a pizza lover, and I've even seen pictures that you have your own pizza oven at home. So we're gonna pop those pictures up because we're gonna talk a little bit about this now. So these images, you can see yourself standing by your pizza oven. Was that your first time cooking a pizza at home?
No, I've been trying, but I'm always trying to do better. So I convinced my wife that I need this pizza oven. So I got it for my 40th birthday, actually.
Okay.
So I got it as a present, and I mean it's a hobby.
It's a hobby.
I enjoy relaxing by cooking. So and pizza is it's a simple thing, but it's unbelievable how much deviations or variations you could get from a pizza. So that's why I like it.
I love it. I love that picture of you with your pizza oven. And you've been at Betsson for 13 years, which is amazing. And since you are a food lover, a pizza lover, and since Betsson is a Swedish company, after all, I think it's time that you get a sense of the Swedish culture in terms of food. So I'm curious what you will rate this Swedish candy, this very popular Swedish candy, turkisk peppar. So I've actually prepared a little piece of candy here for you, and I want you to taste it and tell me what you think, okay?
Okay.
Don't be scared.
No, I think I know the rating already. Well,
Let's see what the verdict is.
Yeah, there are many things that I like from the Swedish culture and Swedish food, but this candy, let's say 1.
1! Okay, the verdict is in, guys. Betsson Group CFO rates this candy 1. So that was not the best. Sorry about that. I just thought it was a really, really fun thing to do whilst I have you here.
I need some water, I can.
Yeah. So before we end this episode, I just want to do a few fire questions with you just to get to know you a little bit better, okay? You've swallowed. You need some more water?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm fine.
So let's see. Favorite pizza topping, Chris?
Well, actually, ham. Just ham.
Just ham?
That's it.
Okay,
that's the best
simple.
pizza.
I like it. So what do you prefer, eating out or cooking at home?
Well, since COVID, it's been a lot of cooking at home. Maybe I need a break now. Maybe eating out is the solution for the time being. But definitely, I would prefer cooking at home.
Cooking at home, okay.
Yes.
So football, Juventus or Inter Milan?
By far, Juventus.
By far.
They have this motto called "Fino alla fine," which is actually something that I apply in my life as well, because it basically means never give up.
Wow.
And it's something that even from my career personally, it helps me out. When I think about it, I'm not gonna give up. And persistence is something that it has been very crucial for me to make up my way at Betsson Group as well.
Wow, I love that. I love that. So what is your favorite day of the week, Chris?
Well, Fridays, not because I'm looking particularly forward for the weekend, but on Fridays I book myself, so I try not to take any meetings on Fridays. I try to actually clean up my inbox and have time for my team. Yeah. So that's Friday is a little bit of a free agenda, which is something that I like.
Yeah, good one. Last question. Describe yourself with 1 word, Chris.
Passion.
Passion.
Passion for the business, probably, though, which is clearly, I love Betsson Group. I've been with Betsson now since 13 years, and it feels like my career and Betsson, we grew up together. Yeah. So definitely passion for business is the passion for the business, which is my pick.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Chris, for joining. This was a lot of fun to get to know you and to get to know the finance department at Betsson Group, and also to hear about your own amazing career journey at Betsson Group. So thank you.
Very much. Thank you.
And thank you for everyone for tuning in. If you have any questions about any vacancy open at Betsson Group currently, you can check out our careers page. And to find out more about our next live episode, go on our LinkedIn page and check under the tab events. So thank you so much, guys, and see you next time. Bye.
My name is Talar Jivanian. I'm a product manager.
My name is Ivo, and I am a senior QA engineer at Betsson.
I'm Emilia Simonovska, data engineer at Betsson.
I'm Martin Echvatal. I'm currently working as a tech lead in front-end evolution team.
Betsson is a company with a vision. We think and act from a long-term perspective.
Betsson is truly an international company, consisting of over 60 nationalities, speaking over 50 different languages.
Betsson has offices in many locations around the world, and product development is spread between Malta, Budapest, Stockholm, and Tallinn. We are around 2,000 employees globally, and around 600 of those are in the product development area alone. We're always striving for improvements and excellence in our products, and this is what helped us to become the leader in our industry.
What excites me in Betsson, actually it's the wide variety of the problems and challenges we need to solve.
At the moment in data team, we are migrating our huge data warehouse platform from on-premise to cloud, and this is something that I am really looking forward to work on.
I joined Betsson because being in the industry for over 5 years now, I've known that it's one of the big players in the market. I always was interested in the product that was built, and now I've been fortunate enough to work for the company. And what really excites me is the different products that we build together with the teams and the different markets that we tap into.
I'm very excited about the current project we are working in because it should allow us to be more modular when we go to market. So we are trying to streamline our process. We are trying to separate our applications into different smaller modules, which we can, in separation, completely develop, test, and even release without affecting other pieces of our environment and our website. So that's definitely exciting.
At Betsson, you will have the opportunity to help define the future of the iGaming industry.
We are committed to using the latest technologies to push the boundaries of iGaming.
In data team, we are using Python, SQL Server, Hadoop, HBase, Hive, Spark, Click Technologies, SSIS, Cube. We are always evolving our systems, and we are using top-notch technologies for that.
At Betsson, you can grow in your role, evolve your career, and push yourself to succeed in a very dynamic and demanding environment.
If you are in a certain role, it doesn't mean that you're going to be there, immutable for the rest of the time. It's actually quite dynamic. You get to grow, you get to learn. And case in point is I entered as a QA, and now I'm growing into a front-end engineer.
I think colleagues are the most important part in Betsson, and they are super awesome. That's one of the reasons people are going to Betsson, because the culture is actually, and the cooperation between people is really on the high level.
From an industry point of view and from a company point of view, it's very dynamic. So it's the feeling of always being on a roller coaster. And if I were to state this in one sentence, it's never boring at Betsson.
We are currently hiring talent for all our locations, so if you are looking for an exciting new opportunity, get in touch with us.